To the cloud server. Okay, it's recording. Give it 3 seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Stephen, good to see you. All right. Today we're talking about YouTube videos, and we're going to use them to pump up your affiliate commissions. We're going to get a pump today. Woo! Okay. All right, that was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. Okay, guys, so in all seriousness today, we're going deadbeat inception style. We're going to be talking about how to get a whole bunch of traffic with YouTube videos. It's one of my most favorite platforms. So along with the blog here today, I'm totally going to recommend you to create a YouTube channel. So a lot of people will kind of complicate how easy it can be to create a YouTube video. So give me 1 second here. We have something weird going on. I'm gonna have to edit that out. For some reason my PowerPoint's not showing up. Okay, there it is. Okay, so let me start this. Cut. Matter of fact, cut. All right. All right, there we go. Boom, got him. Okay, so we're talking about part 2 of the Octopus traffic system. We're gonna be using slide shares and YouTube videos. And now what we're gonna do is essentially take your blog post and quickly turn them into YouTube videos and slide shares for ridiculous high quality traffic. So as you know, I'm a big YouTube guy. Blogging and YouTube has kind of been my bread and butter here over the last, I'd say like started off with blogging about 10 years ago, and then YouTube videos really mostly since like 2012 is when I got really into YouTube videos. So it's almost 8 years now. Some of the most YouTube videos are some of the longest lasting traffic you can get out there, along with blog posts. These two are kind of like the double threat. When you create these, they can pull in traffic literally 8 years later. It's crazy. So with that said, we're going to be diving into these today. We're going to give you the nuts and bolts of creating simple YouTube videos. So what we're going to be doing is actually do these. I'm going to create one live right in front of you, deadbeat inception style, and promote it and do all that stuff for you live here today, just to show you how easy it can actually be done with a little bit of practice and a little bit of skills. Okay, so we got the octopus system. This is me in Santorini, Greece. I just put the octopus on there, covering up the video for no particular reason than I thought it was pretty cool looking. Okay, so you know I like to start off with some motivational stuff. So this is an Earl Nightingale little piece here. It's called The Little Man at the Wheel. Okay, so I remember one time I was driving through eastern Arizona and I saw one of those giant earth moving machines roaring along the road at about 35 miles an hour with what looked like 30 tons of dirt on it. A tremendous, incredible machine. Now, on top of that machine, there was a little man perched with the wheel in his hands, guiding it. And as I drove along, I was struck by the similarity of that machine to the human mind. Just suppose you're sitting at the controls of such a vast source of energy. Are you going to just sit back and fold your arms and let it run itself into a ditch? Or are you going to keep both hands firmly on the wheel and control and direct this power to a specific, worthwhile purpose? Now it's up to you. You're in the driver's seat. You see, the very law that gives us success is a two-edged sword. We must control our thinking. The same rule that can lead a man to a life of success, wealth, and happiness, and all the things we've ever dreamed of for ourselves and for our family, that very same law can lead us into the gutter. See, it's all about how we use it, for good or for bad, and that is the strangest secret in the world. So I'm a big Earl Nightingale fan. If you haven't listen to the strangest secret, it's totally worth the time to listen to it. Every so often, let's say once a week or so, I'll play it. So and what this has to do with you is that I talked about this in my previous video, but it's like every thought that you have in your mind will either lead you in the upward path or the downward path. So even small things throughout the day, whether or not that minute that you're going to use, how you're going to use each individual minute. Are you going to wake up early, or are you going to hit the snooze button, which I know it's totally hard to do that, but these small decisions lead up to create big things. So you're going to become each and every day these thoughts. Now, your ability to control these is what's going to make the difference. So I have a lot of problems with this personally. I'll go through streaks of pretty good thought discipline, and you'll notice though, as soon as you lose a specific discipline. Let's say you decide one day you're going to eat healthy, eat bad food. That decision is going to lead into another bad decision. So that could be, oh, I'm going to eat poor lunch today. And you know what? Let's say later on, I'm not even going to make a YouTube video. I'm just going to sit back, relax. I already have a whole bunch of those out there. And it's when we give into these small temptations that we lose the ability to control our thoughts. So day after day, I encourage you to just make one small improvement, maybe make one better decision, and see how that actually not only creates better habits throughout the day, but how easier it is for you to keep a tight thought process that's both positive and constructive. So let me give a shout out give me a yes in the chat box if that makes sense to you. I know it's very common sense, but this is what I'd say. One of the hardest things to do as far as success is concerned. It's very difficult to build something good if you're not able to control a positive thought process. And that's very cliche. So everyone's just like, yeah, bro, just think positive. Law of attraction, man. As soon as I just start thinking about money, money just comes to me. It's that easy, bro. This is something you hone in over time through discipline. It takes a long, long time to build up a very strong, positive mindset. Okay, so with the inspiration out of the way, let's get to the tactics, because I know that's what you're here for. You didn't sign up for a motivational course. I always like to talk about this stuff. So before we begin, let's talk about part one of the Octo traffic system, Pinterest and Medium, and anything to do with Q&A. So Pinterest, Yavo, done for you website, whatever it is, give me those questions in the chat box. We'll knock those out. I think though in the previous chat we did pretty good there with the questions. So if you have any specific questions, let me know in the chat box there, and I'll answer those right now. Okay. Steve says, just got the mug. Nice mug, the one you mailed. Thanks, Steven. Glad you like it. Glad you got it. It's talking about the Deadbeat mug. Yours is either in the mail or you should have it by now. So it depends on when you sign up. There is delays though with these, so it could be anywhere from a couple weeks to up to a month, unfortunately. So keep an eye out for that. It will show up into your mailbox. And if you have any questions for me, let me know right now into the Deadbeat Zone, and we'll get started right away. Okay, so while we're doing that, I just want to give some clarification. I'm actually going to make a YouTube video right here in front of you. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be fun. More importantly, is it not only going to be fun, it's going to be inspiring. You're going to see how easy it can be to actually create these types of digital assets that can literally serve you for many years to come. Abraham says he got his mug last week. Awesome, Abraham. Glad to see that you got it. If you guys have your mugs and you haven't yet, post some pictures in the Facebook group with those mugs in hand, perhaps even with a Deadbeat robe on. That'd be great. Okay, so it looks like we're actually good on questions. I don't see any coming in. I'll give you guys 30 more seconds to type that in any questions you might have. And if not, we'll get right to that money-making YouTube good stuff so that you also can get the YouTube lovin'. All right, so it looks like we're good on that. All right, let me just close down some windows in the background here to make sure everything's cleaned up. Okay, installer, cancel that. Okay, Zoom is up. Okay. Okay, that's good, good, good. Let me close off Safari real quick. All right. Gonna have to psych myself up for this one. All right. Abraham says he got his website. How do I make changes on it? So Abraham, check out the week number 2 in the training program. I believe it's week number 2. It's all about customizing your website. We covered specifically how to do that. So Abraham, check out week number 2, and it'll show you everything from how to edit the content, how to make it look a different way, how to add pictures, add images, videos, whatever it is that you want to add. So watch that. It's week 2. It's too much for me to cover right now over a Q&A. Okay, so it's literally week 2 between all of that and all that. So Kimberly says the template has changed. So we have added a specific front page to the theme. So the theme has a front page that we've added onto it. This just works better, so we decided to add that onto the actual site. Okay. Wade says the wife is still laughing about the mug. All right, Wade, I love that. It's cool. Good. I'm glad you guys are getting a kick out of it. Steven says I bought and the ebook website. Can Yevo help get it at market? Yes. Yeah, so you're, what I always do is a blog is a great way to drive traffic to your ebook website. So Stephen, if you have product, so I imagine what you're saying is you have like an ebook done for like a ebook product that you want to sell, that you have a sales page and all that. So what you're going to want to do is actually, it's the same exact process, really. It's just that it's going to be your product that you're selling rather than an affiliate. So yeah, that's essentially, it's the same exact thing. There's no difference really. It's just you instead of linking to an affiliate offer, you just link to your product instead. Same exact thing, same process. Okay. All right. Any the last 30, I see questions coming in, so we'll give you 30 more seconds and we'll get started. Type those in now. Okay. Oh man, this is gonna be wild. All right. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so YouTube plus SlideShare traffic is incredible. Now I know incredible is one of those like Donald Trump words. It's going to be incredible, the best thing we've ever done. But that's the best word to describe YouTube traffic. YouTube has been such a life changer for me. So this is why we're doing a whole class about pretty much YouTube. SlideShare is also great. It's a great way to pop off some good side traffic. I'll show you quickly how to do that because we're already creating the slides. So it makes sense just to kind of throw those out there, get a little bit of extra traffic there. So the way I like to look at it, I use this analogy all the time. More hooks in the water, the more fish you're going to catch. So another reminder, we want to start low quality and work our way up as our confidence and skill set increases. The main reason why is because this will stop you from procrastinating. You're going to see the video I'm going to make now. I'm going to do it live right in front of you. It's probably not going to be the best thing ever, but it's a video. It's a video that's out there and it's going to be getting traffic for many years to come. So that's what's important. Okay, so starting with YouTube, it is a little bit more work than writing articles. But the good news is that it actually can almost become easier. It becomes easier because once you get editing down and you get the flow down, it can be so much quicker than to create the articles, but not at first. It's going to be a little bit more challenging for you at first. But the important part here is YouTube videos allows you to tap into a massive free traffic pool. So they're very versatile and you can use them to rank quickly and get traffic sometimes within just a couple days. I have results with students getting sales literally within the first couple days using YouTube videos. And more importantly, the traffic coming from video is the highest quality traffic that you can get out there because it allows you to create a brand. It allows customers to get to know you, to trust you, the viewers to trust you, to kind of be part of the family, so to speak. And because of that, we can create a brand that can withstand the test of time. So here's how this works. Essentially, we're creating videos that do two things. Number one, we want them to send trickles of traffic to our blog. So what we'll do, if you'll know, I'll show you these slides in a second, but at the bottom of the slide, I always put my URL into the URL. Some people call it URL. You got to put your URL inside the template itself. So at the bottom left, I'll usually put my website URL. And the key to this though, is you don't want too much traffic to be like leaking off. So it's got to be very subtle and you'll be surprised. This will send traffic to your actual blog. So what we do is like, I'll put in, copyright at writingjobsfromhome.com. Now I could do a call to action and I'll show you the slide in just a minute. I could do a call to action like get more tactics at writingjobsfromhome.com. Now what that will do is it'll actually send more traffic from your video to your blog, but it's kind of a give and take kind of balance thing here. Because the problem is, let me jump on the screen here. Just like your blog traffic, it's all based off of how long and how long people get involved in your site, get involved with your video, how long they sit and consume the content. YouTube wants to send visitors from their website, from Google, to videos that people watch. So what'll happen is if you're too aggressive with the call to action to go to your blog, if you're too heavy with this, it will hurt your audience retention time because what's going to happen is people are going to land on your video. And I'll show you a live example of this in a second. They're going to land on your video and too many people will, instead of watching the video, they're going to go to your blog, stop the video, go to your blog. So that means as it averages out, it's going to lower the amount of time people spend watching your video because some of them are going to leave your video and go to your blog. But there's a trade-off here. We want people to go to our sites so we can make money. We can get them to our blog. So it's a balancing act. I'm going to show you the best way I consider to be the best way to do it. Okay. So does that make sense to you? If so, give me a yes in the chat box. That's a very important, subtle, but important concept that you have to understand to really get the best out of these YouTube videos. So it's to give it a better analogy here. It's a give or take relationship. YouTube doesn't want you to just go here and just pillage the entire audience cheaply. You know, they want you to provide good stuff. Okay. So that's what we do. So what will happen is as these slides go along, we're going to be giving good content. We're going to, they'll be seeing your URL at the bottom. This will help brand yourself a little bit. And then at each slide at the end, we'll have this branding in it. And at the end here, towards the end here, we're going to ask, or we're going to recommend or offer the person the free guide that you created in, I believe it was week number 3 off the top of my head. I think it was week number 3, creating your opt-in page. So essentially what's happening here is just like the blog post, we get them to come in off of Google and they read the content, and at the bottom, they go to get our guide. We're doing the same thing with YouTube videos. We're literally taking the same piece of content. It's the same written blog posts, and we're now turning it into video format. Okay. So it's that simple. Okay. And people, this is another common question people ask is like, when should you do that? About towards the end, the last 10% of the video, maybe a little less, even last 5%. Okay. So same reason. And the reason why is the same reason with the article. We want people to consume and stick around. Yes, we'll lose some people that might not stick to the end, but we are in. So what I mean by that is if your call to action here, getting the person to go to the end here to view your site, if it's only like say the last 5%, let's say during the last 20%, let's say this hopefully is not confusing. Follow my mouse here. Let's say 100 people come on, right? 100 people go to land on the video. At about halfway through, you're probably going to only have at most 40% of those people. So only at that point, 40 people out of the 100, about halfway through the video, will be watching the video. So towards the end here, let's say the 20%, probably 20% to go, only 30% of the people will be watching the video. So out of the 100 that came in, about 30 of them will be here. Now, that's the 20% mark. Now, towards the end here, the last 5%, you're probably looking at about 25% of the people. So yes, less people will view your message, which is to go get your blog, but you will keep YouTube happy. So you'll essentially get better results this way because YouTube will continue to promote your video. And yes, you'll get less people to view your page per 100, but you'll get a lot more people coming in to actually view your video. So it balances out. In fact, it'll work in your favor. Same deal with articles like that. And the same deal with your blog posts. Okay, so step number 1, let's create the YouTube account. And just like our Medium account or our Pinterest account, we want to keep it very tightly knit to our topic. So examples could be writing jobs from home, real writing jobs, or if you want to go a little broader here, you could do real online jobs or whatever your topic is. So you could go broad with that, but when we start out, we still broader, but we still want to keep it defined to one more specific topic. So to reiterate, let's say I did create my channel called it like real online jobs. That's totally fine. But you want to make sure that your first like 10 to 20 posts are more specific, like writing jobs from, getting online writing jobs. Because remember, there's more than just like one online job. There's data entry, social media posting, video editing, all kinds of things that people can do. So let's flip over to Chrome right now. Let me just adjust some windows here in the background. Okay, good. Okay, so let's go over the first step here. So we're going to go in and switch here. Perfect window size. And we're rolling right now over to YouTube. So you're going to head over to YouTube, youtube.com. You're going to sign in. Okay, good. So you're going to sign in. And once you sign in create your account, if you don't have an account, create an account there. And once you do that, you're going to go once you're logged in, you're going to go from there to, once you're logged in, you're going to go type in this. So youtube.com/channel_switcher. Okay. So once you're logged in, it'll pull up this page. And from here, this will go to this site. This is just, by the way, this account here is one of my like sub accounts. It's not one I'm not too aggressive with. So I usually put like example things on here. So what we do is you go to channel underscore switcher, create new channel. And then from here, we're going to create a branded account name. So writing jobs from home. Okay, create that. And bada bing, bada boom, it's that simple. So let me add just my picture real quick. It always helps to just add a picture here. So just whatever your picture is, edit that. It should open up Google. Okay, upload a photo. I just realized, are you guys seeing, so were you guys seeing Chrome there? I don't think I did that. Correct. Did you see Google Chrome there? Hopefully you guys saw that. I'm not sure exactly. Okay. All right, it's good. Oh, you didn't see Chrome. Okay. Dang it. Okay, 1 second. Let me back up real quick. It was on the wrong window. Dummy. Shoot. 1 sec, guys. I'm gonna have some technical problems here. Okay. So switching back to YouTube, you go to youtube.com, and then from there, you're just going to go to /channel. I don't know why they don't have a link here. Switcher. So /channel switcher. And then from there, there's going to be a create new channel link. So from there, I already just created, but whatever the brand, whatever you want it to be. So that could be real online jobs, something like that. That'd be a great name. And then once you do that, it'll create the channel. So once the channel is created, it will take you here and you'll see something that looks something like this. Go to my channel. And from here, oops. Okay. So from here, what you're going to do is click this little hoojamabob. So the little link up there, hit that, hit edit, and it'll now take you to this page. And we're just going to take our photo here real fast, upload photo. I'm typing headshot. Okay. Okay, done. All right. So that is that. And we're good to go. So flip it on back to YouTube now. You'll notice that we now have writing jobs from home as our main channel. And bam. So writing jobs from home. So you'll notice the keyword that I'm going at, just like everything else, you're going to have your keywords in there. Okay. So that is that right there. So did everyone get that so far? Does that make sense to you? If so, give me a yes in the chat box. Just want to make sure we're on the same page, because now we're about to do the crazy stuff. It's going to be crazy. Okay, make sure we're good. Let me check my chats. Check my old chats here. Lost my chat box. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Lost my chat. Okay, well, save the chats to the end, and I'll figure out what's going on. Yes, okay. All right, got it. All right. This is gonna get wild. All right, let's change this share here. Mike, how you doing? Mike just connected. Good to see you, Mike. So, all right, now this is the stressful part. So next thing we're gonna do is create the video. So a good time frame for a video is about 10 minutes. Still 5 to 10 minutes is still a great point. So 7 minutes are great, 8 minutes are great. Even 5 minutes is great. It doesn't really depend so much on the time of the video, but how long people watch. So with that said, PowerPoint slides actually work really well. This is like one of the most underestimated things out there. I use PowerPoint slides for pretty much everything I do. In both my training and my YouTube video, as long as you're engaging, you can do very well with just simple white PowerPoint slides. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to build those. We're gonna do that in just a second. Number one, you're gonna need a cheap lapel microphone. So the one I use for a while, a good like 3 to 5 years, something, many years. I use this cheap microphone. It's great to start with. If you don't want to do a big investment, you can totally do that. It's $20. So it's this mic right here. It's called a Mavo lapel microphone. It's 20 bucks. So it goes right into your clips right into your computer, or you can even plug it into your iPhone if you want to do that, or your phone, and record it straight to your iPhone and take the audio from there. Just plug it right in and you're ready to go. Okay, so it's that simple. So you buy that, or you can use whatever microphone you have, but a lapel microphone like this, 20 bucks is pretty solid. You'll get everything you need to start up getting sales and getting traffic. So get that. If you don't have it, use, if you have to, your built-in microphone for your computer, although audio is really important for YouTube, so it's worth getting a cheap microphone to do it. Okay. So the next thing you're going to want to do is use, if for video, you can use an iPhone for video. I use iPhone for a very long time. Just shooting a video on my iPhone or a cheap webcam is totally fine as well to do video. So you don't need to have some big fancy thing. Just a simple iPhone video camera is just fine. Lighting natural, and I'll show you, by the way, I'll show you how to do this if you don't want to appear on camera. We're going to handle that as well. Natural lighting, I use natural lighting for about 90% of my videos. So just wake up a little earlier and shoot your video in a place where there's natural sunlight. What you see here, this lighting is only coming, it's now almost 5 p.m. and which the lights, the sun's going down, but like this is pretty solid. This is pretty solid. 3 windows. I mean, it looks pretty good, right? Okay, tools you're going to need. It's Camtasia. Camtasia is about 250 bucks. They have a free trial for that. I believe it's a 30-day free trial. I use Camtasia for the majority of my videos. It is worth it. I've made so much money with Camtasia alone. I highly recommend you get that. Or if you're on a budget, you can use free software. So iMovie and Windows Movie Maker, both of these are free. You can do about the same stuff. It's not quite as intuitive. Like Camtasia is very, very intuitive. So I like Camtasia. It has some cool effects too. We're going to work with Camtasia today in this video. But if you want to use iMovie or Windows Movie Maker, these are free. I do have a tutorial available for you to do just a good brief rundown on how easy that is. Just go to tubetycoon.com/go. So it's like a web class I did where I walk you through that. So that's at tubetycoon.com/go for the how to use iMovie to do that. And you're going to want to use story blocks for B-roll and images. That's pretty much where I get my free stuff. Story blocks is better because it gives you some copyright protection, or you can use Pixabay or Pexels for free video, B-roll footage and images. So Pexels and Pixabay are free. Free for commercial use. You can use those. They don't have the same protection though. So Storyblocks, in my opinion, is a good investment if you want to make that, or you can roll with Pixabay. I've rolled with Pixabay for many, many years. Never had a single problem with it. Okay. So this is where you get free stock photos, free video clips and stuff like that you can add into your account there. All right. So if you're on a budget there, you're going to have to use that. Okay. So let's do this live. Okay, let me just fire up my stuff. We're going to switch over to, what's the best thing for me to switch over to? All right, so I'm going to switch over to the presentation I made for this. Let me just pull it up here. I'm going to exit out of this one real fast so you can follow along with me to see like how it works. So let me exit out of that real fast. And then this is going to be nuts. I've never done this before live, but we're going to do it anyway. Okay. This is actually pretty exciting. Okay. Let's see here. Open. Okay. So first things first, let me walk you through the slide show that I set up. This is for the article that I wrote in step number 1. Let me pull up that article for you. Matter of fact. Okay, so the article that I'm using for the content here is straight from here. I literally just I took the content from here, moved it over to a PowerPoint slide. It's the article that I wrote, and I had someone write for me, like a step, whatever week that was, probably week 2 or week 3 or week 4, something like that. It's the same article, the content from here. So to show you that, let me switch over to PowerPoint. I've taken PowerPoint. If you don't have PowerPoint, by the way, you can use OpenOffice. It'll do the same thing for you. I used OpenOffice for like the first 3 to 4 years or something crazy like that. It is everything you need to be able to pull this off. Okay, so simple white PowerPoint slides are just great. Okay, so here's essentially the PowerPoint presentation I put together. Time spent on this presentation, sitting down, condensed no more than an hour. So probably, yeah, let's just give it an hour to be conservative here. So it took 1 hour to put this together, and I see questions popping up. So if you do have questions here, just hold them to the pass. Hold them till the end here. So this is slide one. Slide two is kind of like, so slide one is basically you just restate what the topic is about. Slide two is so sentence one, the first thing you say, here's what you're here to do. Okay, here's what you're going to learn. Then you're going to talk about like to restate the problem that they typically have. So the problem that people have landing high paying writing jobs is that they just have to compete with low cost providers. So then I talk about in this video, you're going to learn 7 tips or 7 steps that will help you earn more than probably should be possible for a new writer. So pay very precise attention. We're talking about our writers use this to make about $40,000, a roughly hour rate of $30 per hour. Okay. So this is, again, the screenshot. The proof here is from the article writer who wrote this post. This is right from their Upwork account. Okay. So they're making like 30 bucks an hour. That's not bad. So tip number one, tip number 2, tip number 3, tip number 4, tip number 5, tip number 6, tip number 7. And then this is where we lead into the next step, which is to go then get our book, the free guide. Okay, so does everyone follow up to this point? What I just showed you is essentially going to be the content for the video that I'm about to make. I'm going to shoot it live here. It is going to be nuts. It's going to be insane. So let me know if that makes sense so far. Just say okay in the chat box if this makes sense. What I'm doing right now is I'm firing up Camtasia. Okay. So to reiterate the tools, I'm using Camtasia for this. I use PowerPoint for the slides. You can use OpenOffice. The equivalent PowerPoint is great. It will do everything you need. This is not really a complex. You can see here, it's literally just a white slide with some text on it. Okay. So what I'm going to be doing now is actually I'm going to be shooting on video. I'm going to interweave the video of me and the PowerPoint slide all in one, and I'm going to overlay some B-roll footage from the sites like Pixabay or Storyblocks. Okay. So let me I'm resizing some stuffs here. I'm going to readjust the video in the background. I'm going to do a custom size. All right, just working some minute stuff in the background here. Okay, good. All right. So that should be fine there. Let me just make sure. Test 1, 2, test. Okay, USB capture, good. Okay. Matter of fact, let me get into uniform because I got to look professional when we're talking about writing jobs. Give me 1 second. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity to see me looking professional. Once and only once. All right, be right back. All right. So we got to look nice and professional here because we're talking about writing jobs. This is not the same as my deadbeat brand. Okay. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. All right. So let me make sure everything's good here. I'm literally going to shoot this live right in front of you just to kind of show you how impromptu that this can be. Someone says shirt, but no pants. Zoom pandemic classic. Thank you. Thank you. Did you guys see that? I have like little workout pants on. Let me shut the door. Okay. All right. Let me get this bad boy fired up. Okay. All right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring this bad boy in here. Someone says we don't see the pants. You mastered this art. Thank you. I've quite indeed mastered it. All right. All right. I'm gonna start it up here. This is gonna be freaking nuts. All right. Three, two, one. Today you're going to, oh, missed it. Just lost my thing. What just happened? Okay. Let me restart that. Today, you're going to learn how to land high-paying writing jobs that can pull in up to $30 per hour as a beginner. Okay, so the number one problem that new writers experience is that you're competing with lots of low-cost providers who are literally willing to work for $10 per 2,000-word article. It's very hard to compete against that, isn't it? Well, in this video, we're going to show you 7 tips that will help you earn more than probably should be possible for new writers. Okay, so pay very precise attention because you're going to see the same tactics that allow our writers use to pull in a good income from their writing. Okay, so tip number 1 is to pick a high-paying market. Not every market is created equal. So here are some of the high-paying writing markets that you can use: health, beauty, fitness, anything to do with money, investing, finance, real estate, travel, cruise ships, well, not so much anymore, and credit and debt repair, credit cards, online marketing, education, and more. You'll see the difference here. You can see we could get some of these jobs pulling in up to $5,000 for some writing projects. That's good money, right? So these are the things that pay the most money. Tip number 2, you have to develop expert level knowledge. Okay, so having expert level knowledge is what allows you to stand out. Whenever I'm looking for writers to hire, I usually never look at the generalist writers. I want someone who speaks the lingo. So if you're able to speak the lingo to your prospective employer, it makes you that much more credible, and it makes you more likely to get hired and get paid top dollar for your writing. Okay, so tip number 3 is to build out your portfolio. So if you're new, you have to complete it really helps to have work completed in your desired space. So put extra upfront attention into creating some free sample content that you can show to prospective employers. Okay, so that means you have to write these for free. Write them for free. Make them look good. Make sure grammar is correct. Make sure you have a nice conversational tone. This is what makes the difference between a mediocre provider and a really good one, okay? Tip number 4 is to pay for a professional headshot. This is one of the most overlooked pieces of getting high-paying jobs. I can't tell you how many different providers out there have these, looks like they're shot on PowerPoint slides. It makes a very bad impression on me when I'm looking to hire them as writers. So when I see people with professional headshots, they've taken the time to really crisp and make it nice. It makes them stand out. So you can get professional headshots for about $100 for getting 2 or 3 different shots done for you. You can use them for the next 10 years. It's one of the best investments you can make if you are a new writer and you want to command those higher rates. Tip number 5 is develop value-added skill sets, okay? So learning how to SEO optimize your content, how to insert keywords, do keyword research, how to actually add them into blogs for the customers, and how to do copywriting to do the selling for your prospective clients. This is what allows you to command higher rates than the run-of-the-mill generalist writer, so you won't have to compete for table scraps against the masses of audience out there. Tip number 6 is to pull in clients externally, okay? Let's face it. Getting clients on Upwork, Freelancer, and all those other places, you're not really in the power position. You're technically a dime a dozen. There are hundreds of people at any given time competing for the same jobs as you. So you've lost the power position here. But if you're able to reverse that equation, you can command higher dollar rates. So this means going out and finding clients on your own. We'll talk about that in just a second. Tip number 7 is actually have people come to you. So get yourself known in your niche. So create a YouTube channel if you have to. A lot of high paying writers also have YouTube channels in their space that creates that authority that they need to command that higher dollar amount versus just this unknown writer out there. So build out your social networks, your blogs, and more, anything you can do to build that presence out there to have people viewing you and seeing you as the expert and coming to you. This is what allows you to charge up to 4 or even 10 times the amount of money if the equation is flipped. You see how this can change the power equation, the power dynamic significantly. When they come to you, you're the expert, they want to pay you much more. Okay, so with that said, the next step is to learn how to land your first gig, your first high-paying gig, if you have 0 reviews. That's a common problem that people have. Chicken or the egg scenario, right? If you've never worked for clients before, if you don't have that client base, how do you build up the client base and still get paid top dollar? Well, I have a free guide that I put together to help you with this. It reveals exactly how to land high-paying clients when you have 0 reviews and 0 feedback. Okay, so you can get that guide right now at writingjobsfromhome.com/guide, or the link is below in this video. Go there now and download your free book. My name is Dan Brock, and I will see you. My name is Dan Brock from writingjobsfromhome.com, and I will see you in the next video. Make sure to subscribe and comment below. Okay, so that's the video. I'm going to stop it right now. Hopefully it came in. That clocked in at about 6 minutes. All right, so everything is good. Make sure that's good. Okay, that's good. I'm going to save it. All right, perfect. All right, let me save this before nothing insane crashes. That was the video. That should be roughly about 5 minutes. I could have padded it out a little bit longer if I wanted to. So let me just save this in the background. Oops. Okay, I can't stand the suit, so allow me in the background to change my robe. In the meantime, let me know, does this all change it to my robe? In the meantime, does this make sense so far? Hopefully I didn't, I went pretty quick here. I literally just shot the entire video in front of you right here in the last 5 minutes and 50 seconds. So if this is, if you're following along so far, if that was cool, just give me a yes in the chat box if this makes sense up to this point. And in the meantime, I'm going to quickly flip out of this annoying suit. I hate wearing suits. I have this only for very rare occasions. All right, be right back. Okay. Whew. What a relief. So I thought there's a couple things I noticed I forgot to do while I was doing it. That's okay. Not everything's perfect. And I'll briefly, when we edit the video, I'll show you what those are. So even if you don't have Camtasia, if you're using another thing, this is important to pay attention to, because what this was going to show you how to do is how I kind of thread different types of content together to make it appealing. So this is how you get people to watch your content and stay towards the end. And that is the main goal. The longer people watch the content for, the better off you're going to be. Okay, so let me switch the screen to Camtasia. And again, if you aren't using Camtasia, if you want to use iMovie or anything like that, it's the same exact process. So right now I'm just tuning up some small things that you shouldn't pay attention to. Don't pay attention to these. This is just some tech stuff that, because of this microphone, it needs a special setting. Okay. And by the way, I don't recommend you get this until you have some traction going. A nice mic like this is an Audio Technica, something or other. You don't need it. Stick with the $20 lapel mic if that's where you want to go. Okay, so on the bottom left here, see how it says copyright at Writing Jobs from Home. This is just casually getting people used to If you remember one of my training videos, I said that you want to kind of tell people what to expect before you kind of do anything. Okay, so we're kind of like subtly kind of getting them used to the idea of going to writingjobsfromhome.com. So we're doing that. You'll notice you'll probably have trouble hearing the audio. Let me turn it up a little bit. Let me know if you can hear the audio. Probably not. Our position. You're technically a dime a dozen. There are hundreds of people at any given time competing for the same jobs as you. So can you hear that audio enough to understand what's going on? Hopefully. If not, I'll have to just change the direction. So let me play it again. Let me know. That's the power position here. But if you're able to reverse that equation, you can command higher dollar rates. So this means going out and finding. If you can hear that fine, just type me yes in the chat box. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit quiet because it's okay. Okay. Muted, but muffled, but can hear. Okay. That's cool. Good enough. So what I'll actually do, though, is I'll change it this way a little bit, and I'll pop over here. Hopefully, this should let me know if this helps any. Clients on your own. We'll talk about that in just a second. Tip number 7 is actually have people come to you. So get yourself known in your niche. So create a YouTube. Is that better? Okay. So we're going to try to work with that with what we got here. All right. So what we're going to do first is I always like to cut out any kind of things that are wrong. So let me separate. What I'm doing right now is separating the audio and the video. Okay, separate audio, video, good. That can stay the same actually. Okay. So what we're going to do is I always like to start right when the action starts. So today you're going to learn how. Let's go there. You'll notice here I jump right in. I tell the person exactly what they're going to learn. So let me just make this big. Okay. The problem with this because it's hard to get this thing to kind of. All right, it's good enough. Okay. Today, you're going to learn how to land high-paying writing jobs that can pull in up to $30 per hour as a beginner. Okay, so the number one problem that new writers experience is that you're competing with lots of low-cost providers who are literally willing to work for $10 per 2,000-word article. Okay, so there's a little bit of a mismatch with the audio, but for the sake of the video, the lips are kind of out of sync. For the sake of the video, we're going to remove that. Okay, so the first thing I'm doing here, you'll notice I'm removing any excess space here. So you'll notice up front, there's about a half of a second, not even a half a second. I'm still going to do it anyway. I'm going to remove out that last little bit because every second in a video counts, especially like the first, you'll just go with it, especially like the first few seconds. So the first few seconds are so important. You want to really get every little piece out of the front. Because people determine whether or not they're going to watch your video literally off the first 3 seconds, okay? So you want to make sure you come in real quick. So you'll notice to say, today you're going to learn, boom, blank. So before even a third of a second is over into it, ready? Today you're going to learn how to land. It's today you're going to learn this, boom. So we restate the topic of the post, okay? So from there, what we're going to do is we're actually going to separate the video from the audio because I forgot to do that. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the audio track to the bottom so that I can edit and switch between the different video types without hurting the audio. So just give me a second here. This is technical, slightly technical. Don't freak out. Essentially what I did was I took all the video tracks and separated them from the audio because I'm going to be chopping and editing some of the video back and forth. Today, you're going to learn how to land high-paying writing jobs that can pull in up to $30 per hour as a beginner. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to take out a segment here. So I'm going to split the playhead. Against that, isn't it? Well, in this video, we're going to show you 7. Okay, let's check that out. Okay. So the point here is you want to switch between different types of mediums every like 5 to 10 seconds if you can. So to give you a better concept of that, check this out. Today, you're going to learn how to land high-paying writing jobs that can pull in up to $30 per hour as a beginner. Okay, so the number one problem that Okay, got to edit a few things here. I cut too early, so let me just split here to get rid of that little section. So what I'm doing now is I'm making sure, if you noticed before, I had a problem where it switched over and there was still like a slide, that old slide there, like boom. Okay, so I want to fix that and plot back over there. A beginner. Okay, so the number one problem that new writers experience is that you're competing with lots of low-cost providers who are literally... Okay, and remember, we want to change up the medium as much as we can. So we're going to want to put in some B-roll footage about every 5 seconds, 5 to 7 seconds. You want to try your best to make sure that you have a different type of different activity going on, because people have like an attention span of a goldfish. So you want to make sure that we can kind of work in these different types of mediums. So what I'm doing in the background, I've already downloaded some photos, some videos from like sites like Storyblocks. I'm going to pull that up real quick, actually. Let me switch over to here. Okay, so Storyblocks, that's, let's go to storyblocks.com. And what I just did was I just thought of my niche, whatever it is, just type in writing. So writing jobs, and I'm already logged in so I can do this. And I just picked some things that kind of fit, like this woman writing, that's pretty good. You know, you could probably find all kinds of different stuff. If I just type in probably writing, there's probably a bunch of little clips, like all this stuff. So this is good. If you're going to do Pixabay, which is great, again, there's, these are free for commercial use. So let's just type in writing, make it a video, videos there. And we got some other things that you can use. Not quite as good, but good enough. Like that's a pretty good clip there. You could use that. That's not bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to overlay some of these B-roll footages that I already downloaded. So let me get some of these. I have them downloaded in my computer here. We got a woman on the coffee break doing this cool coffee thing. Let's just do that. Okay. Scale this up a little bit. Okay. That's cool. Let's check it out now. We could put her like, whoops. Okay, whoops. Just go back to Camtasia here. All right. Okay, so you'll notice here, I'm going to have her move over a little bit every 5 seconds. So let's see what we have so far. It is going to be something like this. Today, you're going to learn how to land high-paying writing jobs that can pull in up to $30 per hour as a beginner. Okay, so the number one problem that new writers experience is that you're competing with lots of low-cost providers who are literally willing to work for $10 per 2,000-word article. It's very hard to compete against that, isn't it? Well, in this video, we're going to show you 7 tips. Okay, so that's good. I'm going to move this over a little bit. Oops. Okay, so let's add, okay, so we're gonna go from there. We got me going on. This video, we're gonna show you 7 tips. Split it, play ahead. Well, in this video, we're gonna show you 7 tips that will help you earn more than probably should be possible for new writers. All right, chopping out that segment. Per 2,000-word article. It's very hard to compete against that, isn't it? Well, in this video, we're going to show you 7 tips that will help you earn more than probably should be possible for new writers. Okay, so pay very precise attention, because you're going to see the same tactics that allow our writers use to pull in a good income from their writing. Okay, so tip number 1 is to pick. Okay, let's chop that up. Could have been a little better. So notice here one thing that I forgot to talk. Let me talk about that. Right about here. Today you're going to learn how to land high-paying writing jobs that can pull in up to $30 per hour as a beginner. Okay, so right about there, I should have been like, I forgot to do this. I should say, hey, my name is blah 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 from writingjobs.com, and make sure you hit that subscribe button and tick that bell icon, or hit that subscribe button and like this video. Okay, so you want to usually pop that up front just to build up your subscribers and get likes, because likes help kind of get that engagement that YouTube likes to see. So right about there, you want to get this in about 10 seconds in. And I apologize, this might be a little bit of, I try backtrack a little bit, but you'll say like, okay, so here's what you're going to learn. And my name is whatever from whatever.com. Make sure you subscribe and hit that like button right now. So that's that. And we're going to go back to here. Well, in this video, we're going to show you 7 tips that will help you earn more than probably should be possible for new writers. Okay, so pay very precise attention. So where I went wrong here is because I was kind of, where I went wrong here is you want to try to keep your eye contact forward on the video if you can. You'll notice I'm kind of looking at the screen here. Usually when I do this, I don't look at, I try to do my best not to, I try to recall from memory as best as I can, because it keeps me looking at the screen like this. But because we're doing like, doing this live and all that, I kind of needed that script to remind me what I was going to talk about. So just a quick point, how I'd make this better is you want to make sure, do your best to keep looking at the camera. Now, if you don't, it's not the end of the world, but you will lose some people right around there where you see how my eyes are kind of that, yeah, I keep darting back and forth. You want to make sure that you don't do that as much as you can. So we're going to chop that out there and for new writers. Okay, so pay very precise attention, because you're going to see the same tactics that allow our writers use to pull in a good income from their writing. Okay, so tip number 1 is to pick a high-paying market. Not every market is created equal. So here are some of the high-paying writing markets that you can use: health, beauty, fitness, anything to do with money, investing, finance, real estate, travel, cruise ships, well, not so much anymore, and credit and debt repair, credit cards, online marketing, education, and more. You'll see the difference. Okay, we're gonna splice this up. I apologize that my commentary is not the best right now, because I'm trying to like think about how the video should go. The difference here, you can see you get some of these jobs pulling in up to $5,000 for some writing projects. That's good money, right? So these are the things that pay the most. For some. Okay, I'm just chopping out sections. Again, you want to try to vary up. Online marketing, education, and more. You'll see the difference here. You can see you get some of these jobs pulling in up to $5,000 for some writing projects. That's good money, right? So these are the things that pay the most money. Tip number 2, you have to develop things that pay the most money. Okay, I'm gonna move out some of the messed up eye contact here. That's good. Split that out. So I'm doing split at playhead here. I'm just basically deleting like sections here. Tip number 2, you have. Okay. Is everyone keeping up so far? Just give me a heck yeah in the chat box. I know this is kind of, I'm literally like doing this live in front of you to show you. I'm trying to give you my thought process here. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to just, I want to cover some basics about how to weave in B-roll footage. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete me on screen, put me down in the corner here, and finish off the rest of the video like that. So we're not sitting here for the next like 15 minutes watching me edit. For some writing projects, that's good money, right? So these are the things that pay the most money. Tip number 2, you have to develop expert level knowledge. Okay, so having expert level knowledge is what. Okay, so Kim's asking about B-roll footage. You can get it for free at pixabay.com, or you can use sites like storyblocks.com, which is what I use. I use both. I like Storyblocks better now though, because they do offer some more like copyright protection to ensure that if anything, I've never had an issue with Pixabay, by the way, no images or videos. I've never had a problem with it. They are licensed for free for commercial use. But sites like Shutterstock, storyblocks.com offer copyright protection. So that's good for you, just in case anything weird happens, it can protect you. So what I'm doing now is I'm now overlaying some more B-roll footage. Let me just pop that on here. This is about the expert. It allows you to stand out. Whenever I'm looking for writers to hire, okay, let's move this person out. I don't need that long of a clip. You know, I figured like make you look like an expert. There you go. There's an expert. Tip number 2, you have to develop expert level knowledge. Let's move it over. Like I say, the word expert, I kind of want to pop it in there. You have to develop expert level knowledge. Okay, so having expert level knowledge is what allows you to stand out. Whenever I'm looking for writers to hire, I usually never look at the generalist writers. I want someone who speaks the lingo. So if you're able to speak the lingo to your prospective employer, it makes you that much more credible and it makes you more likely to get hired and get paid top dollar for your writing. Okay, so tip number 3. Okay, let's chop that out. What I'm gonna do now is just, I think you guys got a good gist of it. So what I'm actually gonna do now is just flip back to this here. Wade asks, Wade says, does Tube Tycoon go into this more? Yeah, we go into more specifics. I'm gonna give you a good solid overview today though. I'm gonna give you a good solid overview in this so that you can get up and running with this. But if you wanna go more into video, definitely consider getting my Tube Tycoon program. Okay, let's move this down a little bit. All right. Unfortunately, because of the issue with the Zoom, something with this camera here, we got a little bit of funny stuff going on. It's easy to fix, just not when we're, so I'm just gonna do it like that for the sake of the example. I'm gonna clean this up outside of the class here because it needs a little bit of work as far as getting this trimmed up. So we're gonna keep it like that for now. And writing. Okay, so tip number 3 is to build out your portfolio. All right, so I'm gonna play the video in full here, and you're gonna just see how it looks, give you a rough idea of what to look for. And let me move the mic real quick so you can see it. Today, you're going to learn how to land high-paying writing jobs that can pull in up to $30 per hour as a beginner. Okay, so the number one problem that new writers experience is that you're competing with lots of low-cost providers who are literally willing to work for $10 per 2,000 word article. It's very hard to compete against that, isn't it? Well, in this video, we're going to show you 7 tips that will help you earn more than probably should be possible for new writers. Okay, so pay very precise attention because you're going to see the same tactics that allow our writers use to pull in a good income from their writing. Okay, so tip number 1 is to pick a high-paying market. Not every market is created equal. So here are some of the high-paying writing markets that you can use: health, beauty, fitness, anything to do with money, investing, finance, real estate, travel, cruise ships, well, not so much anymore, and credit and debt repair, credit cards, online marketing, education, and more. You'll see the difference here. You can see we could get some of these jobs pointing up to $5,000 for some writing projects. That's good money, right? So these are the things that pay the most money. Tip number 2, you have to develop expert level knowledge. Okay, so having expert level knowledge is what allows you to stand out. Whenever I'm looking for writers to hire, I usually never look at the generalist writers. I want someone who speaks the lingo. So if you're able to speak the lingo to your prospective employer, it makes you that much more credible and it makes you more likely to get hired and get paid top dollar for your writing. Okay, so tip number 3 is to build out your portfolio. So if you're new, you have to complete, it really helps to have work completed in your desired space. So put extra upfront attention into creating some free sample content that you can show to prospective employers. Okay, so that means you have to write these for free. Write them for free. Make them look good. Make sure grammar is correct. Make sure you have a nice conversational tone. This is what makes the difference between a mediocre provider and a really good one. Okay, tip number 4 is to pay for a professional headshot. This is one of the most overlooked pieces of getting high-paying jobs. I can't tell you how many different providers out there have these, looks like they're shot on PowerPoint slides. It makes a very bad impression on me when I'm looking to hire them as writers. So when I see people with professional headshots, they've taken the time to really crisp and make it nice and makes them stand out. So you can get professional headshots for about $100 for getting 2 or 3 different shots done for you. You can use them for the next 10 years. It's one of the best investments you can make if you are a new writer and you want to command those higher rates. Tip number 5 is develop value-added skill sets, okay? So learning how to SEO optimize your content, how to insert keywords, do keyword research, how to actually add them into blogs for the customers, and how to do copywriting to do the selling for your prospective clients. This is what allows you to command higher rates than the run-of-the-mill generalist writer, so you won't have to compete for table scraps against the masses of audience out there. Tip number 6 is to pull in clients externally, okay? Let's face it, getting clients on Upwork, Freelancer, and all those other places, you're not really in the power position. You're technically a dime a dozen. There are hundreds of people at any given time competing for the same jobs as you. So you've lost the power position here. But if you're able to reverse that equation, all right. I want to give a quick little point here. I should have done. I thought about doing this after I did it. Right around here, when I talk about getting build out your portfolio, I should have said, at this point of the video, I should be pre-selling the freebie that I have for them here. Because if I'm doing it up here, I'm kind of getting them used to the idea of me telling them that. So what I could say is, in this part, I could say, after I say, build out your portfolio, even if you don't have anything, you should still write it for free. But if you don't even have a portfolio, towards the end of this video, I can show you a free way to get your first high-paying customer with 0 reviews. More on that later, though. Okay, so you see, like, that's the perfect point to pre-sell the ending here. You have to sell. You're constantly selling people on something, no matter what piece of content you're doing. You're either selling them to keep watching your video, or you're selling them towards the end to opt in, or you're selling them to keep reading the content. You're constantly selling. So right there, I should have said, boom. Well, if you don't have reviews, guess what? I can show you how to do this better towards the end of this video. I'll show you how to get your first high-paying client, even if you don't have a portfolio. But more on that in a second. Okay, so just remember, you're going to work in this. The key is to work in some of those pre-sells. Is to pre-sell the end thing the end goal. You want to pre-sell that end goal somewhere in the middle of the video. Okay, so let me continue with the video. Added skill sets, okay? So learning how to SEO optimize your content, how to insert keywords, do keyword research, how to actually add them into blogs for the customers, and how to do copywriting to do the selling for your prospective clients. This is what allows you to command higher rates than the run-of-the-mill generalist writer, so you won't have to compete for table scraps against the masses of audience out there. Tip number 6 is to pull in clients externally, okay? Let's face it, getting clients on Upwork, Freelancer, and all those other places, you're not really in the power position. You're technically a dime a dozen. There are hundreds of people at any given time competing for the same jobs as you, so you've lost the power position here. But if you're able to reverse that equation, you can command higher dollar rates. So this means going out and finding clients on your own. We'll talk about that in just a second. Tip number 7 is actually have people come to you. So get yourself known in your niche. So create a YouTube channel if you have to. A lot of high-paying writers also have YouTube channels in their space that creates that authority that they need to command that higher dollar amount versus just this unknown writer out there. So build out your social networks, your blogs, and more, anything you can do to build that presence out there, to have people viewing you and seeing you as the expert and coming to you. This is what allows you to charge up to 4 or even 10 times the amount of money if the equation is flipped. You see how this can change the power equation, the power dynamic significantly. When it comes to you, you're the expert, they want to pay you much more. Okay, so with that said, the next step is to learn how to land your first gig, your first high-paying gig, if you have 0 reviews. That's a common problem that people have. Chicken or the egg scenario, right? If you've never worked for clients before, if you don't have that client base, how do you build up the client base and still get paid top dollar? Well, I have a free guide that I put together to help you with this. It reveals exactly how to land high-paying clients when you have 0 reviews and 0 feedback. Okay, so you can get that guide right now at writingjobsfromhome.com/guide, or the link is below in this video. Go there now and download your free book. My name is Dan Brock, and I will see you. My name is Dan Brock from right. Yeah, audio is going to be bad on that. Audio is going to be bad on that because it's not going to, it's like pulling from the speakers over there. It's not threaded through. Okay, so there's that. And what we're going to do here is we're going to chop out a small error that I had in here. You want to make sure, just some additional tips here, any small errors that you have, any times you use any redundant sentences, you have to go through and clean those out. So if you say the same thing twice, anytime, if you say the same sentence twice in different ways, get rid of one of the sentences. You want to trim out any excess space that you can, as long as it keeps remaining natural. So now, and download your free book. My name is Dan Brock from Writing Jobs. Tim says he's not going to lie. You'll have to make tea for about 5 minutes. Tim, I recommend that you rewatch this video because about halfway through that, I dropped a tip that is very important. That will make a very large difference in the amount of money you make with your YouTube videos. So Tim, if you missed that tip, I recommend you watch that over. And I will see you in the next video. Make sure to subscribe and comment below. Okay, so that's the gist of the video. It could be a lot better, but here's the deal. Here's the magic here. I got a video. It's not the best. It's not perfect. It's a video. Okay, it's a video that will get me traffic and sales for a very long time. So is it the best video out there? No, it's not. It's not a high production thing. I did it pretty much for free, and I just did this right here in front of you. It could be better, like right around here. I could chop some of this up, add in some B-roll. You want to make sure you do that throughout the video. That would have added about 20 minutes of edit time. So I just chopped that down here, maybe like 10, 15 minutes extra edit time. So ideally, you're going to want to make sure it flips back and forth, just like you did up here in the beginning. You want this movement. You want all of this to happen. So the whole video should be very active and kind of animated just like that. So you're going to do that all the way to the end. And just additional thoughts here, some things I could have done better. This microphone should be out of the frame, but because I'm doing a live tutorial here and doing a live workshop, ideally you'd have your microphone out of frame. You'll notice that the side of the computer's kind of being shown. You can see the desk is being shown. In a production YouTube video, I would try to work those out if I can. It's not the end of the world. It'll just increase distraction a little bit. So you want to try to keep things as clean as you can. Okay, so that's the video. As this is, I'm going to compile this now. Let me compile it. Okay, it might not be exactly the correct size, but we're going to do it anyway for the sake of the video. It's probably going to take a few minutes to compile. Hopefully not too bad. So 3 seconds. It'll take the time frame on this should be not too long. So what we're going to do now in the meantime is we're going to now make our thumbnail for the video as this compiles. So let's share the screen here. We're going to switch over to the PowerPoint just to make this official. Now we have to create the thumbnail. Okay, so you'll notice here that you want to try to put words in your thumbnail as best as you can. So 5 words at max. I found this to be kind of the sweet spot. I ideally don't recommend you do more. So you want to try to get this down to, even if you can, make this even shorter. I'm trying to think how I can make this the same text shorter for the video. Like for example, land high-paying writing jobs. It could just be I could just say high-paying writing jobs. That'd probably be fine. So you want to try to use the least amount of words as you possibly can. It makes a big difference. So two things you can do to do this is Photoshop or Canva. I'm going to do it in Canva right now. I usually do my stuff in Photoshop though, because you can get a little bit more flexibility out of it. But for now, if you're starting out, use Canva. It's going to do this thumbnail you see right here. This is made in Canva. I made that in Canva. So we're going to do that right now. So I'm going to flip over here. I'm going to do a live creation of the thing, create this for you live right in front of you. So you can see that there is no point to overcomplicate things. So share this to Canva. Okay, here I am. I've logged into my Canva account. Abraham says, amazing way to teach him to make a video. Thank you, Abraham. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pick a YouTube thumbnail thing. So let's go to templates and we're going to go to YouTube where I saw that somewhere. Whoops. Let's go down to the templates here on Canva. Okay, video is now done compiling. I'm just going to minimize that. Okay. So the video in the background is just compiled. And what am I looking for? Okay, YouTube thumbnails. Okay, so I'm going to expand some of these YouTube thumbnails and see what we have. Go to see all. Okay, let me just pick one just for the sake of this is pretty cool. Let's do that one. Use this template. All right, so this is a paid one. This is when you have to, it's like $1 for the background. So I'm going to change it to something else. Let's try that. See how this goes. It's not going to work. All right, let me pick something else here. Let's try this. Even better. There, now we're talking. Now we're talking. I like to work in anytime I can. Any kind of numbers in there, it's a massive improvement. So high pain. Well, that's good. Let's just go with that. It's solid. Let me see if I can make it a little bit shorter. Maybe I can make that text a little better. All right, it could be a little better, but we're going to go with that. Ideally, what I would like is to have the text kind of take up the whole kind of, see how there's this diagonal. What I would ideally like to do is make this font a little bit smaller. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, better. Now I'm going to make this font a little bigger. All right, that's pretty solid. I like that. All right, so let's switch out the woman here. Let's get this, see if I can get a writing image. Okay. Maybe something like that could be cool. This is cool. No, that's not as cool as this. Let's do that one. Okay. Now we're, dude, that looks good. That looks actually pretty good. I liked it like that, like that. Yeah, that's sweet. That's pretty solid. That's good. So what I'm gonna do is see if I can change the background color a little bit. I've noticed that purple doesn't really work too well. So maybe something like that. Yeah, buddy. Now we're talking. Yellow now. Black. Let's go with the old obnoxious red. Okay. $20 per hour writing job. Boom. $30 an hour writing job. The font is not the best font. There's a little bit. Let me change the now. Oh, crap. I know if I change the font, it's going to mess up everything, but let's see what happens. Yeah. No. All right. Let me just keep going back. Just keep it how it is, just for the sake of the tutorial. The reason I don't like this one because this font here is this $sign is a little bit. It's kind of hard to read. What I probably could do is just change that. Okay, that's good enough. Okay. So key points here. The key points are the following: that we want to have the ugly. We want to make sure that number one, we have text on about half the thumbnail. So half the thumbnail is text. We have the image of the topic over here. So this kind of like just tells you what it's about. Let's just try to make it smaller and see how it's going to look. So on YouTube, it's going to look something like that. When people go and they're browsing through the suggested video, I'll show you examples of this in a second. When they like log into their account or whatever, this is going to pull some pretty good attention. You got the red color, you have the font, it's a very large font. It tells them exactly what the topic is about. You see in the image, you have a rough idea what the topic is about. So I imagine that this is actually a really good thumbnail image. I'm going to use that. It's going to do well. It's going to do well because it's just so clear. It's clear. It's easy to tell what it's about. It's nice. Okay, so we're going to download this. Okay, that's good. That is now done. All right. So let's recap. We just created the video. So to recap, we just created the video. You saw how I was able to do that in what was that? Like shot it in 6 minutes. I could have spent a little bit more time editing it, but we're doing it live here, so I wasn't able to do like the complete full edit. Is my shirt on backwards? I think my shirt's on backwards. We're able to do the full-time edit. So let's just say conservative 30 minutes to edit. This is like 30 minutes total between shoot it and edit it. There it is. It took me about an hour to create the slides, but it was my first time. The benefit is that once you have your template for the slides, you don't have to remake the template. You can just quickly switch it all out. So it's going to take you about half the amount of time to do the slides the next day. So 30 minutes to create the slides, the content, 30 minutes, 5 minutes to shoot, 30 minutes to edit. You're looking at about an hour per video. So if you think about it, you can sit down and knock out 2 videos per day. You'll get there in a week. You'll have 10 videos. So 10 videos is about where the magic starts to happen. 20, 25 videos or so, that's where you start getting some good results, at least from my experience. Okay, so we just covered those 2 things so far. From what you saw in the video today, do you feel confident, or at least a little bit more confident, that you can create these videos in doing what I just showed you? Okay, so if so, give me a yes in the chat box. Mark says, heck yeah. Wade says yes. There might be some subtleties. You might have to play around with Camtasia a little bit. It's no different than using Word. Like you just go to File, Save, File, Export, and there's your video. So it's really not that much different than using Word. You might have to play around a little bit, get a little bit more familiar with Camtasia. It's worth it. Camtasia. I've used Camtasia up to this point. Still use it to this day. So hold on, lost my video. I first started using Camtasia back in like 2000, I believe it was 2009, 2010, somewhere around there. Great tool. Been using it for the last decade. One of the most valuable tools, software tools that I've ever used. Same with Photoshop. You can use Camtasia though. I mean Canva as a supplement. Okay, so give me a yes in the chat box if you follow, if this all makes sense, if it's good to use so far. There's about 20 people on. I'm hoping that what you just saw, like we got 5 yeses. I hope the other 15 yeses aren't people freaking out right now. If you are freaking out right now, we have the Facebook group. We can address questions there. Okay, it looks like we got a lot of freakouts. Okay, sorry. Hang the questions towards the end, and we'll take care of that. And to answer your question, Andy, though, you can create it under any email, any account. You can create your YouTube account under any email. If you have a special email set up for your Yevo website, like for example, that you're suggesting, Andy, you can. I recommend you create it for that. So the good news is the recap here. If you have like a Gmail account, right? You already have a YouTube account, and in any given YouTube account, you can create like 5. I don't know if there's a cap, but you can create at least 5 channels under one email address. Okay, so you can put them all under the same account if you want. I haven't noticed any problems with that. Okay. So going back to the training here, Steven says, good, great stuff. Okay, thanks, Steven. I know like when we do this live things, they get a little bit crazy, but that's kind of half the fun, isn't it? Okay, create thumbnail. So we create the thumbnail. Now let's go into the next part, which is to publish the video. Okay, so we're gonna do that right now. In the background, the video just finished publishing. I mean, the video just finished compiling in the background. So it basically saved it, in other words. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop over to YouTube, and we're now gonna upload this bad boy. So go over to YouTube here and we're going to upload a video. So go this, click this little icon here, click create, upload video. Now what I'm doing from the other side here is I'm dragging the video file from my computer. So learn more. Okay, cool, whatever. Let's get that out of there and leave that. Okay. So what I'm doing right now, see this is drag drop video files. What I'm doing in the background is I have the video file. I'm now dragging this over to YouTube on top of that button there. Okay, so that's what's happening. It's uploading. Okay, so just like in our blog post, let me flip back to the blog post here so that we're on the same page. Okay, so just like in that blog post, how to land, oh, I got a duplicate, I need to fix that. How to land high-paying writing jobs. So that's basically what it's gonna be. How to land $30 per hour high-paying writing jobs online. Okay, it's that simple. So working a few other keywords as a beginner. Okay, I like the word beginner. It's always a good win. So here's how to land Okay, so you're basically trying to work in some additional keywords. So you'll notice I have keywords in the title. So land high paying writing jobs. Land high paying writing jobs is the main keyword, high paying writing jobs online as a beginner. I'm working these all in. I now, off the top of my head, and you should have this at this point in your own head, a rough idea of the keywords that people in your niche talk about. Because up to this point, you've been creating content, you should have at least, it's been what, a month? You should have at least 10 pieces of content created at this point. You should have a rough idea what your keywords are. So they should just be in your head. So if not, just whip open SEMrush or any other tool that you have to do that. Okay, so from here, we're going to work that in. Dreams that everyone dreams of. Whatever, let's keep going. Okay, then you say get my free guide at www.writingjobsfromhome.com/guide. Okay, so this guide here is essentially the free guide. So let me show you real quick. I have to cover this. I forgot to cover this. The call to action at the end of your slide. So to recap what that is, while that's uploading, I'm going to cover this. Okay, so while that's uploading, if you'll notice back from the writing jobs slide here, you'll see a get your free guide at writingjobsfromhome.com/guide. You see that? So this is the end of the video. The call to action is to go to writingjobsfromhome.com/guide. So this URL is the opt-in page that we made in week number 3. So let me show you that and explain more about how to do that. So when the viewer goes to writingjobs.fromhome.com/guide, it takes them to this page. So it redirects them to this page. So does this look familiar? This is what I created in week number 3. So the question you might have is, how do you actually get your domain, your .com to /guide to forward to the get response landing page or whatever the landing page that you have? You'll see here, this is the actual page hosted on Get Response. Okay, so they actually host the landing page. So what we have to do is set up a 301 redirect. It takes 2 seconds. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Writing Jobs from Home. We're going to log into WordPress. Uh-oh, I think my things are starting. Okay, so logging into WordPress. And we're going to install, go to plugins, go add new, and then type in it's very simple. Type in 301 redirect. That's 301 redirect. So you go to plugin, this is WordPress dashboard, you log in, you go to plugins, add new, and then type in 301 redirect. The one you're going to want to use is this 301 redirects easy redirect manager. So it's this one right here. This is the one I'm using. You install it. So you click the install button, activate it. And then from here, we go to the plugins, install plugins right here. and then we go down to 301 redirects. This is the one we just installed, and we type configure redirects. Okay, so let's say I set it up already. So let's just say you want it to be like, I don't know, writing jobs from, or whatever your site is, .com/free. Let's say you want it to be /free instead of /guide. You then from here, custom URL, redirect to whatever the URL of your opt-in page, landing page is. So if you're using GetResponse, which is at deadbeat.com/gr, couldn't resist. That's my affiliate link. So with GetResponse, you just go there, and it's usually .gr8, wherever your opt-in page is hosted, put that in there. So save it. And now if I go to free, writingjobsfromhome.com/free, that will also redirect to the same page. Okay, so does that make sense? Basically what it does is it just allows you to take someone from your .com to a site. This makes it easier for the person to understand, because just imagine that if you were to have put something like this, if I were to actually put in the actual landing page URL, which would be like, what is it? Like writingjobs.gr8.com. This is not too bad, but even still, like getting people to put in this dots and all that, it really freaks them out. So it's better to have a nice short thing that you can use. And the other problem here is if you use someone else's, like I have no control over the landing page URL. So let's say GetResponse, like, let's say they go out of business, right? Well, when they go out of business, they're going to be shutting down gr8.com. They're going to be shutting down their hosting. So I just essentially created all these videos, which are now worthless because I don't control my domain name. So because of the fact I own the domain name, I have my site up there, this gives me control so that if GetResponse goes down or my landing page goes down or whatever, these videos aren't wasted. All you do is you switch back over to, let me just get rid of this real quick. Okay, get that right. So all you do is you switch back to your, let's say, theoretically GetResponse went out of business, right? But all you would then do is just switch back over to your WordPress admin, pop back over here, and then you would just change where you send it. So you maybe go over to Aweber, get them to set up something. You just pop back over to the setting page, 301 redirect, and then just change where you send it. So let's say I had it, based off the guide. There it is, writingjobsfromhome.com/guide. Just change it to the new page. Bam, save, done. Okay. So that's a very important step. Make sure you get that right. It's really important. Okay, so popping back to the YouTube video, we now have the video uploaded. It's there. You notice I have the quick little description here. Now, what I'm going to recommend you do is I try to do this whenever I have the time, is to write basically what the topic is about. I mean, basically write a small article, like 300 words, 400 words or so, because it's good. YouTube search engine will actually pick these keywords up. So, you'll learn in this video how to land high or paying online, writing jobs, even if you have, 0 reviews or are a newbie/beginner. Okay. So the problem people have is they are competing on sites like Upwork and Freelancer with hundreds of other freelance writers. So I'm working in some keywords here like freelance writers, competing for but what if it were possible to break through all this and get paid much more for your writing? So I'm again working in more keywords. I know people type in like get paid for writing. I'm varying things up. So then you go in there and say, here's how. Step 1. What was step 1? Step 1 is essentially pick a high paying market. health, wealth, investing, beauty, all baseball, beauty. Okay, step 2. Then you just keep going on. Step 2, tip 2. It's the word tips. Use the word tip because people type in a keyword people always use is tip, tips. Develop, become an expert. Okay, so I'm gonna just save it here because I don't want to be writing this out for the next like 20 minutes. So essentially what you're doing is you're just kind of summarizing what's being said in the video. Just paste it in there. Get this to be about 3, 4, or even 500 words. And the reason why we do this is because YouTube, just like Google, works like a search engine. So by working these keywords in, when people search on YouTube, how to become a freelance writer, because they do, because you have those keywords in your topic, it's going to help you rank more for those, all the long tail keywords, and YouTube videos also rank on Google. So you get a double benefit there. It just makes sense to do it. Now, at some point I stopped doing this. I got lazy, but when you're starting out, you have to do this. So when you have a new channel, you're fighting for every little table scrap that you can. So going a little extra yard, a few extra yards here by putting in content and becoming making yourself more search friendly, you get those views, you get that kind of initial oomph you need to build that snowball of traffic. Okay, so you're going to want to do that. And we're also going to want to work in addition to all that, the tags. So tags help Google further determine what your topic is about, which videos it should be ranked with and kind of categorized with. So we're going to do that right now. So tags. Oh, first, let me rewind. Let's upload our thumbnail. So this is the thumbnail that I made in Canva in the previous step. So let's upload the thumbnail here. The heck? That's weird. Oh, shoot. I forgot. If you have a new channel, you can't upload videos you can't upload thumbnails until, unfortunately, you have, until you verify the channel, I think. Yeah, you have to verify the channel. Let me confirm that. Okay, yeah. So you have to verify. I forgot. You have to verify your account. I'll show you how to do that in a second. Let me. So you have to. Okay, I'll cover that in the follow-up video. You essentially have to verify your channel. So I'm going to talk about that in a second. So from there, let's just imagine I uploaded the thumbnail. From here, we're going to go to add tags, and we're going to just add in those tags, same keywords like high paying writing jobs, online writing jobs, how to get paid with online writing, stuff like that, how to land writing jobs, how to write online for money. Let's see, like get paid to write's totally gonna be on to write, get paid to write blog posts, get paid to write content. All these are going to be basic keywords that are going to be used. So online writing jobs that pay, something like, no, okay. So I've been best online writing jobs, best online writing jobs, get paid to write online. Ways to get paid to land high paying writing jobs. Okay, get paid to write, wrote that. Okay, so you're essentially just working in different keywords, just like you do with search engine optimization. You want to work in those keywords. Okay, so that's the simplistic method of going about that. So just drop over your keyword tool and just copy and paste all the keywords that are related to this topic as close as you can. Okay, from here, we're going to hit next. No, it's not made for kids. Let's go to next. Make it public here, save and publish, make it public, and we're going to publish it. Okay, so it's going to take a minute to compile. Let me show you how to go about getting the actual YouTube channel verified. So 1 second here. while we wait for that. It takes a minute or two for it to compile. So we're gonna go from there. That's good. Okay, so settings. Okay. How do you do it? It's been a while since I verified a channel. Should be in settings somewhere. Community. No. It's up here, probably settings. Okay, so it's youtube.com/verify. Oops. Let me turn off my number. Let me turn this off so I can put my number in here. 1 second. Is everyone following along with me so far? If so, give me a yes in the chat box. I know we've jumped around a good bit, but it's good to see what I think it's good for you guys to see kind of like my thought process here as I like uncover problems and what I do to solve them, and like how to kind of be adaptable and not let things stop you. Like you notice there's a few things I didn't know. I forgot how to do it. Like I've verified in past, like probably at least 10 channels at this point, but I haven't done it in a while. I forgot how to do it. So you have to go do that. So verify, let me just submit this. You'll notice like I don't let stuff stop me. And I notice people like let things that stop them. Let me get my phone real quick. I'll be back. All right. Let me just verify this real quick. 349. Oops, can't tell you that code. Okay. Okay. So I just entered that code there. They sent me a text message to enter the code. And now we are back in business, ready to roll. All right, so let's go back to the video. I got to now add that thumbnail there. So let's see YouTube Studio. And we're going to go to the video here. So this is this video. And we're going to go edit it. So details, edit it. And I'm going to add that thumbnail. So upload the thumbnail. What did I do with that? Oh, I put it somewhere else. 1 sec. All right, there we are. So we have the thumbnail in there. You can see how much of a difference this makes. Like, let me just save this. We got the like crazy lady there. Now let me save it and bam, like so much of a difference. So much of a difference. So now what we're going to do here, we're getting crazy. I actually wasn't planning to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch back to my blog. And I'm going to go to a content here, posts, go to all posts, and we're going to go to the top 7. Where to go? How I land high paying writing jobs. Let's pop into there. Let's add this bad boy into the, let's embed this bad boy into the actual content. So we're working some other stuff. I'm going to work this. I'm working this in my blog here. So we're going to do 2, style 2. It's a header font number 2. Okay. That's cool. Then we're going to add a video in, add the video. YouTube. Okay, I'm going to take my URL. So I'm switching back to the writing job video. I'm going to click it. Bada bing, bada boom. You're going to learn how to land high-paying can pull in up to $30 per hour as a beginner. Okay, so the number one problem that new writers experience. All right, so we're going to go with that. And now I'm going to just edit this into the post. I added that block, that video block, posted it in there, hit embed, and now we are ready to roll. Got it in my video now. Let me just center this. So align center, and this should be fine. Update it, preview. Come on, baby. Okay, there we are. Bada bing, bada boom. In fact, let me center this too, just to get this looking good. Okay, update. And so the reason why we want to do this is reason why we're embedding it in our site here is, and in fact, let's actually add a backlink to it too. Remember, we want to build backlinks to everything. So let's go, let's grab, I'm grabbing the URL that I just posted of the video. And now I'm going to go to copy it. We'll switch underneath the video. Let's add it, the link here. So my main keyword is high paying writing jobs. So let's pop in there, make this a link. This is going to my YouTube video now because you want to build links to your YouTube videos and vice versa. Try to build links all over. So let's just do that. Might as well use it. Like we already have it in there. So open in a new tab and let's hit save. Boom, done. We got this thing just hooked up now. So we have it to our YouTube video. We now have the link here to the guide. You'll notice they go through the video. I have my URL posted there. So if they watch the video, so they're going to, the two things that are going to happen, they're going to land on that our writers use to pull in. They're going to land, they're going to see the URL for writing jobs from home there. And then from here, they're going to go in towards the end and the guide. So they type that in or they click the link and boom, they are done. All right. So that is the process. So what will happen is it takes a while for some of these videos to take off. So what you want to do, I always do this. I know this is a small deal, but just go through and watch the whole video all the way through. If you can, get like a few of your friends and family to watch the video. You'd be surprised, like a small amount of views in the beginning makes a big difference. So post links on your Facebook, do whatever you can to get people to watch your video. You're just fighting for a few views up front, and this will help start kick the process. So you're going to watch it. Let it go through. I'll do that after the thing. I'll do it after the class here. This is a good way to start it. Now, there are other strategies you can use to get views. We'll talk about those a little bit later. We really cover that in Tube Tycoon. But when you're doing everything I teach you here, as far as like putting it on your Pinterest account, putting it on your blog, putting it on your, embed these into your Medium blogs, this is what kickstarts the process. So as all these start to get views organically through the different sites, it's going to start spreading the views around. So basically, the more content you create, the more views and the more visitors you're going to be able to use and send around to all of your properties. So this is what will create a nice snowball effect for you to create that kind of perpetual motion machine. The more you create, the more you syndicate this around, the better off that you will be, the faster that this will snowball to get the results that you want. Okay. So I don't know where we are right now. So repeat, repeat, repeat. So publish it all, repeat, repeat, and just keep doing it until you can't do anymore. So just look at it this way. These are digital assets that will continue to serve you for many years to come. So just keep posting stuff, because the more you post, you'll continue getting those views for literally like 5. I have videos that I created 8 years ago still getting traffic. So it doesn't really get any better than that. Just check. 1 second, guys. Timothy Key says, I just typed how to land high-paying writing jobs in YouTube search bar, and the video is number 3. It's also on Google front page as the second video option for the same term. All right, let me see if it's like that on me. So this is the beauty of YouTube, is that it just goes so fast. So this is from Tim over here. Let me see if it's like that for me. It might not be, but let me just check it. So we're gonna just pop over to, he's saying it's already ranking, so let's pop it in there. land high paying writing jobs. What is it? Land how to high pay. Okay, so there we are. Number 3 already. So let's see if I'm here for land high paying writing jobs. Yeah, it's a little, this high paying writing jobs is a little bit more of a competitive term, but my channel is already up here. Here, look at that. Writing jobs from home. So my channel is already up there on page 1. Let's see where the actual post is. It should be in here. Oh, that reminded me of one thing, by the way. I just thought about this. You want to also at the bottom, let me just add this in here. At the bottom of your post, you want to also add hashtags. So at the bottom, so we're going to type in hashtags, you know, make money online just to get some traffic from there. Online writing jobs, freelance writing. I should work in those keywords too. Freelance writing. Okay, land freelance writing jobs. I'm working these into the tags. Freelance writing jobs. How to get freelance writing. How to become a freelance writer. Okay, just working in some more variations of what people might search on here. Okay, so Tim was saying, yeah, this is the great thing about the YouTube videos. Like Tim was saying, he just typed this in and it just pulled up. So just save that. We're gonna go just to YouTube just to verify that. So YouTube, just to show you guys like legitimately how good YouTube can be. So we're gonna go to how to land high paying writing jobs. Already ranked, there it is, number 3. So I'm imagining maybe land high paying writing jobs might rank decently. Let's see if this is up there. There it is. So land high paying writing jobs. This is something that people will type in. High paying writing jobs. Let's go to Google, check that out. So go direct to the Google, how to land high paying writing jobs. I don't see it on there yet. Start searching again. Not seeing it on here. Tim, what term did you search for to see that pull up on YouTube, on Google? So how to land high paying writing jobs. Yeah, it might be a little different, but depending on where you're at. This looks like I'm seeing mostly people's blogs, which is also great. Like it just goes to show 6th page on Google under videos. Oh, there we are. Boom. Page 2, already there. Isn't that nice? How sweet is that? Already on page 2. Tim says he's seen it on page 1. Casey says she sees it a little bit further down, but it's working its way up. So this is why YouTube videos are so great. I mean, it's just like instant traffic. So a question that someone's asking is, and someone says, do we have to do this for all our posts? Answer, do you create a video for all your posts? Yes. So like I said before, the more content that you create, the better off that you'll be. So doesn't it make sense? Okay, good. Kim says, I've been enjoying your videos for several years. They're what led me here. There it is. These videos just last. So there you go. You just see how easily like they rank easy. So what's going to happen is these will slowly get up views. What I recommend you, of course, do is have your friends and family and anyone like that you know can help you for free Facebook. Just drop some links, get some views going on to start getting that kind of momentum going. Now, what's going to happen is that will start kickstarting your video, and from there, from rankings, from your blog, all this will slowly start to build up views and have them snowball. All right, so that's it for the YouTube video. Now just a quick little tweak here. We might as well do this because it's very easy to do. We're now going to do some slide share traffic. So this is the reason why I'm showing you this. Is just like it just makes sense to do it. It takes you like 2 seconds to do it, so you might as well do it. So what we do is we're going to take the slide deck that we just created. We're going to go on the Fiverr, and we're going to then where is it? Right here. I'm going to head over to Fiverr. And we're going to pick one of these gigs here. You just go to fiverr.com and look for type in Power PPT submission. Another keyword you can type in is PDF submission and slide submission. Type that in, and you're going to have one of these people manually post your content to these top SlideShare sites. So it's $5. They submit it to 20 sites manually, and they get on all these different websites that will get traffic as well. So it just makes sense to do it. I mean, you already have the slide share. It costs you $5 to do it. You might as well just go and do it, because these will sit around on these different websites, and these too will get traffic. So what'll happen is people will actually get these slides. They'll be able to pull them up. They'll get, it's like little training slides, right? And through the slides, you're going to actually have clickable links in there. So these links are already clickable. So for example, where's my, whatever, it's, can't change it. But anyway, in the slides, your URL is there, the guides at the end. So people will find these, your slides on these different sites. And you're not going to get as much traffic from those slide share sites as say YouTube will, but it's still free traffic. It's free traffic. You're going to have more fish more hooks out there, getting traffic, getting sales for a very long time. So you just want to try to increase that spread as much as possible. So it's that easy. You just take the slide, jump over the Fiverr, and have them do it for you. You don't want to do this manually because it's like $5. The guy's going to do it for $5. I mean, the amount of time it's going to take you to submit this yourself is not worth the $5. So to him it is. He's got it all. He's got the process worked out. You might get some backlinks from it, so you might as well do it. So just do that, pop it in there, and it's good to go. All right, so the next point here is let's jump back to the slides. Let me just play this. This has been a crazy class. Has this been fun so far? I hope so. We did a lot of stuff that I literally just made videos in front of you live. That's pretty nuts. Okay. So here is so here's where we left off. Okay. So you repeat that. Take for each video. You're going to do this for every blog post you have. Do the slides too. You might as well do it because it's no extra work. And that's it. So by the way, if you want this all done for you, there is a service that we use for some of our sites. For our sites called Amplifier. If you don't have this service, I recommend you get it. You can go to deadbeat.com/J to see how it works. Essentially, what they'll do is they'll show you, they'll create all kinds of different content, posts, articles, send them to news sites. You'll get YouTube videos made. You'll get slide shares, audios, all this blog posts, all this is actually done for you with this service. So you can have a good start this way. You could take these amps, drop them on your actual YouTube video that I just showed you how to create if you want to really infuse your YouTube videos with more traffic, more views. This is a great service. Go to deadbeat.com/J. And that will do a lot of it for you. So coming up next week, next week's class, we will scale and do tuning and outsourcing. So week 6, what I'm going to do is I'm going to publish some more content and show you how it builds up over time, get views and all that to it. I'll probably drop some amps on there to get some traffic to it as well, just to get it kicked off. So we're going to scale up content, and I'll show you some additional outsourcing strategy. Just some thoughts, some final thoughts here. I really want to stress the importance of video. Just a question for you is, do you think that as a medium, like a content medium, that video itself is going to go anywhere in the next 15 years? So, you know, TV came along, I don't know what it was, like the 1950s or something like that. We've been doing video ever since. So in addition, do you think that YouTube itself is going to go away in the next 15 years? 20 years, 25 years, probably not. Google is like the backbone of the internet. YouTube is another piece. You probably watch it every day. So doesn't it make sense to kind of get the YouTube stuff going in addition to your blog? I believe so. So the way I look at it, if there's an opportunity, do you think that this is an opportunity that you can actually tap into? If yes, the key to developing the freedoms that you want and desire and deserve in life is to really just run straight in the opportunity when you see it, not to second guess yourself, not to say tomorrow. Tomorrow really never comes. I mean, I have a story where there's this YouTube channel I wanted to start. It was like 3 summers ago. I got distracted because I was working on my Deadbeat Super Affiliate channel. So I didn't really have much time to take on another one. But man, there was a channel that went and did it. They're already like over 1 million subscribers right now. They've made a butt ton of money in the process. So in that case, I said, well, I'll do it tomorrow. Like I got this channel. I made excuses. So I was like, I already have my Deadbeat Super Affiliate channel. I have my other health channels. I don't have time. What an excuse that made. Tomorrow, you know, it was too late. So go to that's my thoughts really on business in general. You have to go after opportunity the moment you see it. If you wait and think it out, it's already going to pass you by. So quick 3-minute intermission, and we'll do Q&A here. This should be the Octo traffic Q&A. So just a 3-minute Q&A. The Done For You site, if you don't have that yet, you can get to deadbeat.com/site. We'll actually make the site for you, a Done For You affiliate site for you. If you don't have that, you can get there. Also, for Done For You traffic, go to deadbeat.com/J. So that's how you can use the amplifier to really amp up your new affiliate campaigns. It's something I fully recommend. You'll learn how to get it, how it all works at deadbeat.com/J. So I'll be back in 3 minutes. Take a quick break. If you have any questions for me while I'm gone, queue up those questions so that they're ready for me. In fact, post them now. So when I come back, I will see those questions and be able to answer you. So I'll be back in just 3 minutes here. All right. Ooh, that was intense, man. All right. Got a lot of good questions. All right. So real quick, just to, oops. Let me close some stuff. My computer's crashing. I gotta close some windows. I got like a million windows up right now. Okay, let me keep that up. Uno momento, just queuing up some stuff real quick. Okay. So real quick, just to briefly run through these special offers we have for you. Just going to briefly touch upon these. So deadbeat.com/site takes you here. This is where you can have my team create a free done for you custom built website for you. So what we'll do is we'll create some content. Okay, so what we do is we create content for you. We'll actually build the site. We'll make a logo, put it all together, do the keyword research, and put it all together for you. So we'll build you a custom-built website. for free when you invest into 1 year of the Yevo Pro plan. So the site is free when you sign up for our Yevo Pro plan for 1 year. Okay, so that's the first offer, the first special offer. It's deadbeat.com/site. And for the traffic network, this is, and by the way, when we create your website, we also promote it to our website network. So that website network is Amplifier. So Amplifier is a service I partner up with a couple of friends of mine. And what we do is we take your content. You can take your YouTube video, right? For example, and let's say that YouTube video that we just made in this step. Let me pull it up. Just to give you a better example here. So this video itself, what we can do with Amplifier is we can then blast this video by creating we can create videos, slides, PDFs, blog posts, literally hundreds of different pieces of content, and direct it to this video or to your blog. So essentially we could promote this video with a bunch of other articles, content, videos, and all that stuff to get views to here. Or if you want to get it to your opt-in page, we can do that as well. So you can learn more about that service at deadbeat.com/J. It is a small little, it's a small little workshop to bring you through the process of how it works and how it can benefit you. So there's that register button right there. It's auto replay. So just come in and click that button and you'll be able to view it right away. Okay, so that is that. And let's get to the questions. All right, so we got a whole list of them. Okay, good. Casey says, so awesome, made videos live and then ranking them immediately. Love it. Okay, good. Thank you, Casey. Wade says, yes, love it. Okay, so Timothy's question is, do you post content as you create it, or do you spread things out and schedule them along with things like Pinterest pins, YouTube videos? Is there any benefit to one or the other? So Tim, when you start thinking, I mean, there's small, slight benefits to doing that, like very minor benefits. When you get more advanced, I'd say that maybe you could consider doing that. But for now, just create it, pump it out there. In fact, I mean, I rarely do that. I really rarely do that except for autoresponders where I schedule everything. That's the only thing I do it for on a day-to-day basis. You could do that with Pinterest posts, like with Tailwind Tribes. You could do that with if you want to automate it. But usually what I'll just do is I'll post the content and then create it, post it, send it to my email list, make a YouTube video, post it on my blog, make a Pinterest pin, just do it right there on the spot. It's easier to do that way instead of like trying to have these intricate little schemes set up to get like small minor benefits. So post it. Mike says, do I have to appear on video, Dan? Okay to do only the slide video with my voice, or perhaps hire someone to appear on camera? Yeah, Mike, so you can do that if you want to. So matter of fact, let me just show you how you could, just a quick little example here of how you could do that if you didn't want to appear on camera. I'm actually just going to take the video that I'm going to do this for you like live. So let me just show you how to do that. What you're going to do is instead just where I'm on video here, if you don't want to do it on video, instead just use some of these. So it would just start like this. Today you're going to learn how to land high-paying writing jobs that can pull in up to $30. So you just do that, and then you're going to just pop in here and just like cut some of this stuff out. Let me just jump on. Just use B-roll footage over top of it. So split that at playhead, delete that, and it will just essentially just be this. And by the way, these slides just you're going to learn how to land high-paying writing jobs that can pull in up to $30 per hour as a beginner. Okay, so the number one problem. So just basically do that. So you, instead of having you on there, you're going to have someone else on there. Oh crap! Let me just clean this back up to where I was. Okay. So, so just if you don't want to do you just record the audio and just overlay images and B-roll. So the question is like, will these still work? Absolutely. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars with simple PowerPoint slide videos that I don't show up in. So you can totally do this if you want. This is generally the format you want to use. Headline, image, small little point there, and that's it. So just make sure you have B-roll footage over top when you can instead of you. See how we're breaking the video up with footage of me? Just have B-roll footage of like this type of stuff instead. So yes, the answer is yes, you can do that, Mike. Okay. Andy says, I'll check the Q&A. Can you post the same video on more than one website? Absolutely. That will help you a lot. So put it on everything. Put it on everything. You know, the more you can get your video out there, the better off you can be. Okay, if I missed your question, post it again. I think I'm caught up on everything. Kimberly says, I like your thoughts, the different browsers, Chrome, Firefox. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I usually, just out of habit, I use Safari. Chrome is also nice. I just had a habit, I use Safari. So Chrome is also great. Those are the two I use. If I had to pick one between what you just recommended, I'd pick Chrome. I don't like Firefox. The last time I used it was just so clunky. It's not really that big of a deal though. It's all the same. It's all the same. It all essentially looks the same. It's just a tool to let you, it's just a tool to let you look at websites and watch videos. Excuse me. Okay. Any additional questions? Type those in. That's what we're here. I know you guys are probably tired. We freaking just crushed it today. Went on here, made videos live, did crazy stuff. I hope you guys had fun with that. I know this can be a lot to take in, but I have faith that you guys are already here. I have faith because you guys made it this far. You're well equipped to handle this. Wade says for the deadbeat.com/J offer, do you need to have content? No, they actually create all the content for you. So like I said, like you don't have to do anything. You just have them create the content for you, and then they'll just push it out to the sites and do it all for you. So Wade, Wade's asking about the Done For You site service that you will find here at deadbeat.com/J. It's deadbeat.com/J right up here. So deadbeat.com/J. And from there, there'll be a register button. Just click that and you'll see it'll give you a brief rundown on how everything works. And you can of course get it at the end if you wish. You can invest in that at the end. Highly recommended, by the way. It's total 100% compatible with what we teach here. You guys will notice I don't really promote other people's products too often. It's only when it's something that I know is going to benefit you. And this is one of those things. So it's deadbeat.com/J, and the Done For You website offer is deadbeat.com/site. Okay. Anyone have any additional questions about what we talked about here? Kimberly says you're earning your money and excellent reputation. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate you. That's very, very kind comment of you. In fact, that makes my day. Okay. I forgot to give you guys the homework. Whoops. So the homework is, this week, I want you guys to go nuts. I want to see you guys get as fast results as possible. So you saw how quickly I just pulled it up live right in front of you. Tim verified right there as well. A few other people verified. As soon as you post that video, it is ranking pretty quickly when you do what I just showed you there. And it might seem like magic, but the reason why it ranked is because I know what I'm doing. So I took a new channel, brand new video. You saw me create it all live right in front of you, and it was already ranking on the first page for some very good keywords. So that's how you do it. So with that said, what I want you to do now is create 7 YouTube videos between now and next week, 7 of them. So 7 of those. So what you should do is take your existing blog posts, just pick 7 of them, convert that into content right away. So get this going right away. In fact, get the slides done. If you have time, do 2 slide make your first slide presentation video today. So make the slide deck, because once you have that, it's so much easier from that point forward to create more of them. So before you log off tonight, if you can, try to put together 1 slideshow presentation for 1 article. And then tomorrow, hit the ground running, make 1 video a day for 7 days. Then in addition, for each one of those videos, take that slide deck, go over to Fiverr, pay one of those gigs, just type in slide submissions, pay one of those gigs, and have them blasted out to 20 different PowerPoint and PDF sites. So this will get you some nice traffic. You might as well do it because it's only $5. And then number 3, I want you to create 3 more blog posts and Pinterest posts to go along with those. Okay, so get that going. And then post also on Pinterest your YouTube videos, because you can actually promote your YouTube videos on Pinterest. You might as well do this. Post it on all the boards you can, because we need to get those videos to get views, because once the videos start to get views, they have a tendency to take off on their own. So you want to do that as much as you possibly can. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so you saw those offers. We have the Done For You site, deadbeat.com/site, and the Done For You traffic service at deadbeat.com/J. All right, so if you have any questions for me, ask those for me now, and then we will answer those. If not, we'll head off. It's probably dinner time for everyone. If not, though, I'm totally fine with sitting here and answering the questions for you. So just type those in, and I will answer those for you right away. And by the way, guys, the Done For You Traffic Network, because of the nature of it, we only open it so often. Right now, it is open, but whenever they get overloaded, I stop eroding it. So they have some extra room. It's been closed. I just opened it back up probably like last month. So every so often we close it to give them time to clear everything out, because it takes time. There's no guarantee on how long that will be open for, but I don't want to put an end date on it because I don't know for certain yet. So it's deadbeat.com/J, and the Done For You site is deadbeat.com/site. Casey says, geez, I love that so much. You talking about the YouTube videos? Yeah, pretty sweet. I love YouTube. YouTube and blog posts. YouTube with a good blog. It's a double, what do they call that? A double threat. Double threat. Oh yeah, but how fast that video ranked, that's crazy. Okay, I'll say, if you guys have any questions, ask them. I'm here. That's what I'm here for. All right. We'll use that old chat box. I see there's 18 people here, so let's get it. Kimberly said, I wanted to say thank you for your quick emails to my answers to my email and your last night and today. No problem, Kim. I try my best to reply to everyone as quickly as I possibly can. Mike says, will you post this recording tonight? Yes. It looks like there wasn't too much stuff that I needed to edit in it. So I'll probably, I don't recall me having to edit out much. Anything that was too crazy. So yeah, once it's compiled, I get it compiled from Zoom, I'll just upload it. I don't think was there anything in there that I got caught up on? I think there were some minor things like a minute or two, or some cuts or something, but it'll be fine without it. Any additional questions? If not, we're going to end the stream here. Casey says, no, it's all good, just like it is. Okay. If there's no final questions, I'd like to keep these things as short as possible, because if not, the file size gets too large and I can't upload it to Kajabi. It becomes a big pain in the butt. Casey, can you look for me and just type in high paying writing jobs in the YouTube if you see the same thing as I see? I'm seeing right now that are oh, never mind. Jump the gun. Never mind. Scratch that. All right. It looks like that'll be it for today. We had a very long class. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. It was exciting. Not only that, but you see the opportunity that is available for you. We just did it live right there on the screen, and we're already getting rankings. So with that said, I hope you have some new confidence about some things that are now possible to you because of this class. And I encourage you to take action. Again, don't say tomorrow or like, you know, I'll do it tomorrow or the next day. Get that stuff going. Use this momentum. Use this enthusiasm. I know you guys are very enthusiastic about this right now. Keep it going. Keep putting in the good stuff. Use it. Okay. So with that said, oh, nice. Casey says it's number one. What keyword is that? Is that how to? So people are getting number ones, all kinds of different rankings for it. So there it is, already going. We already got like 4 views on there. I imagine some of these are probably from some of you checking out the video. Okay, so Casey says she's seen on the keyword land high paying writing jobs. It's already number 1. Wow. I see it number 3. So that's crazy. Mike says, okay, like, check it out. I'm already page 1. Mike is confirming it. Casey's confirming it. She sees it as well. Like, just check this out. This is insane. Hold on 1 second. I'm popping over here. Even for the keywords that are like not how to, like we're now even we've shrunk it down even further. Already, she says she sees page 1. I'm already page 3 here, like already going. Now this is page 1 for this keyword. Mike says he's seeing me on page video number 6 for high paying writing jobs. I doubt I'm going to be ranking here, but maybe. Let's see. Yeah, it's usually different throughout the world depending on like what server you're viewing it from and stuff. I don't know exactly how it works. Oh, there I am right there. There's my channel right there. So high paying writing jobs from home. There it is, already pulling up. And this isn't just a cookie. This is, people are also on the call right now confirming they're seeing it as well. So I don't see it on here on this page, but it's different everywhere around the world. So there we go. I really do think though, my thumbnail is the best. Like it just sticks out. So it should do really well. Anyway, guys, I hope you found some value in this video, in this part of the program. We got a lot of cool stuff still coming up. I hope you're having fun. I hope this is exciting to you. With that said, it is time for me to go take a very, very long nap. I'll see you inside the Facebook group. With that said, peace.